Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to our team Zoom. We do these every single Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern. They're always super fun. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I have a couple of my leaders on sharing their tips and tricks, or if someone just promotes, I'll have them give their super awesome tips. But sometimes I have really great other leaders on that are, double diamond, triple prez ambassador. Usually it's sidelines. So usually it's like my sideline sisters and brothers like Eli. But tonight we have Kourtni. She's not only like one of my best friends, she's like a sister, but she is our ambassador diamond upline. And she is like, I posted it in my group, but she is a huge reason why I am the leader that I am today. When I started this company almost 5 years ago, I was super negative and I just wanted to make money. Like that was and that's not a good, I mean, yeah, you can be red, but there's a point where it's like, okay, you're being too red. So I just wanted to, I didn't really have a why, I didn't think, and I just wanted to make a lot of money, and that doesn't really get you that far when you're just looking at it like you're doing this for yourself. So Kourtni was a huge part of like dreaming bigger, knowing that you can, being super positive. And she's like my age. So I was like, you must be an old soul, which she is, because she helped me so much just become the person that I am today. So she's awesome, and she's pregnant, and she's gorgeous, and she's hot, and she's going to give us so many great tips. But Kourtni, it's just going to be like interview style. So if you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself, how long you've been in, your rank, obviously we said it, but what you did prior to It Works. Just tell us your story, dude.
Thank you so much for that intro.
You're welcome. Love you.
Team Zoom, I love you. So like Kim said, my name is Kourtni King, Ambassador Diamond, for those of you that have not had the chance to meet yet, but I see lots of familiar faces, so that always makes me happy. I have been with It Works for almost 6 years, so November, which is wild. Is that mine? Oops, sorry.
I got it. I muted it.
And so 6 years ago, I was 22 when I was introduced to this business, and it was not something that I was looking for. I was going to Michigan State. I was a college student, and I thought that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. But the reality was that I had no idea what I wanted to do with my future, and I felt extremely lost. So I also at that time had gained a ton of weight. My freshman 15 was like a freshman 65. So someone introduced me to the body wrap, and I was very intrigued, but I had no idea that you could be a distributor with a company. I really just wanted to try the product. So that is the beauty of what we get to offer, is something that people will come to you for, and I never take that for granted. So I wanted to try the body wrap. Someone got me in touch with Jen, thankfully. That is another ambassador upline of your guys's. And she told me that I could start making an extra income. And I knew that we had a product that everyone not only wanted, but needed. And then I also fell in love with the other products as well. But my first true love was the body wrap. And that's where it all began for me.
So I remember because, for those of you who don't know, someone, got me started in this business and then literally like didn't do a thing. So Kourtni took me under her wing. I mean, she's my upline, but she took me like under her wing, like she sponsored me from basically day one. And I remember, not thinking I could do this, and maybe if I hit Ruby, like that would be super cool. And then I saw her and another sideline sister of mine, and I think it was Jen. I think even Jen promoted. But I remember being on the side of the road. Literally, this is when I realized that I kind of loved people. So I was like, oh, I think I do. I really think I do love people. Maybe I can change. So I was actually out of gas on the side of the road with Eric, because I only had him at the time. It was early on in my business. And I only had Eric at the time. So it was hot. And I was like, this is so bad. Like, what is my life? I was on the side of the road, hot heat, sun he was not even one. Maybe he was like one. And I was on the side of the road, out of gas. And I saw Kourtni and a couple other girls promote. And I think Kourtni hit triple diamond. And I was like crying for her, even though I was on the side of the road, out of gas with a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Like, I could not believe, I could believe that she did it, but triple diamond is like, whoa. That's like life changing. I thought double diamond was life changing, and then you hit triple diamond and it's just like, you know, that's give back money. That's money that you can help other people live their best life and donate and give back and just all that good stuff. So I remember seeing that and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she did this. I'm on the side of the road with no gas. My life don't have to be this. It doesn't have to be this. And I remember her going presidential shortly after. And so I will never forget this. You were going presidential and you were going to school full time. You were moving into a house and planning a wedding. So I think there was one more thing, but I can't remember. Anyway, that is busy. That is like so busy. And she hit presidential amongst all that stuff. So like, can you just, now you're ambassador, but can you explain like why you were pushing even though you were so freaking busy doing life?
Absolutely. So like you said, when I was presidential, I was finishing school, so finishing my bachelor's. My wedding was within a month of when we bought our house, or within 2 months of when we bought it. So we were moving, doing all these things. And it was a very exciting time, but I knew that all of these things were happening because of this business. So in a way, it was even a bigger drive for me to push as hard as I possibly could. So I've always known since the second I was introduced to this business that I wanted to be all in. I knew it was possible. If you guys are not familiar with network marketing or our industry, the potential of what you can do with this type of business is unbelievable. I would definitely recommend looking into, it's like this second highest industry for creating millionaires. And the most beautiful part about it is that I truly believe with my entire heart and soul, we are with the number one company in our industry. And not only are we the number one in our industry, in my eyes, I think one day we'll be competing on a scale with, you know, Google and Apple and things like that. So it's something that I've always seen the vision with. And you know, I've always been a huge dreamer. Kim keeps talking about the dream big stuff, and that's just something that I truly believe in. I think that you can become, you can be anything that you want in this life as long as you're willing to work hard. And most people's problems are either, you know, well, I guess the first problem is you probably either are not a big dreamer or you don't have a vehicle that allows you to pursue your dreams. So when I was introduced to this business, I had been working for a very long time. I took care of myself for a very long time, and I kind of knew how hard the real world was. And so when I was introduced to this opportunity, I was not going to let it pass me by. And I guess as far as with the busy aspect, I enjoy having a busy schedule because it's allowed my business to grow so much. You know, with school, and I was working when I started this business, I didn't look at those as reasons to hold me back from being successful. It actually propelled me forward to be able to do what I was able to accomplish. So the more people that you're around, the busier you are. Honestly, it is truly a blessing because you're in front of so many more people and you can make so many more connections. If you're doing this full time, you know, I've been doing this full time for a long time, but I'm always doing extra things. You know, and I haven't had little ones yet, but I still plan on, even with our little one being here, doing things outside of the home because it helps me stay in a routine and it helps me meet new people. And that's really the secret to this business.
And you'll have, what I love is like, no, you don't have kids yet, but you're going to find new little things to do. And it's going to be, I mean, it is so cool that you get to, because yeah, Kourtni always stays busy. She's always like enrolled in school, even though she don't need to be, but she wants to be. And I think that's really cool. And she goes in networks. I mean, she always told me like network any way that you can. And so I do. And now that you have a kid on the way, like the networking becomes unreal, and you get to meet new people that have other kids and want to get out of the house more and want to make more income for their kid that they have to go to work and leave behind at daycare. And so, oh crap. I had something good. Now, hold on, wait. Oh, it was, okay. Well, I'll think of it.
Tell you how left out I have felt of like the mom group and things like that. So I've like wanted to write your guys' kids for like 6 years. So
Yes.
I'm so excited to be able to take advantage of that. So all the moms that are watching, you guys have such an incredible opportunity with being able to, you know, network. So
and That's what it was. My mom today was over and I was like, she goes, so how are you feeling about Eric starting school? I'm like, Mom, I'm pooping my pants. Like, I'm really scared, but also excited. And like, my baby's going to be gone 5 days a week, basically 8 hours a day. It's like he's getting a full-time job and not bringing home any money, no money being brought home, but like he's going to be gone. And I'm like, why do kids, okay, different subject. I don't get why we go to school 5 days a week. So I'm like, this is just, but I said to her, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm going to be able, I have to now, because I'll be real with you guys. I get up at like 9:30, and sometimes I'm like, grab your tablet, get back in bed with me, and let's just chill for a second, because I stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm so tired, and that's me. And so I told my mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, he has to be to school by 8:35. I can't play no games. We got to be up by 7, and then we got to be out the door by 8:15 at least. And I'm like, that is going to create an entirely different, exciting schedule for me. I have to be up. I'm going to be getting my day started like I need to be. And, even better. And I get to have just a day with Lucy. You guys, my kids argue all day. I get to have time with just Lucy, and I can, I'm so excited to be able to take her to gymnastics. That's going to be our new thing. I'll get to meet so many new people. So like, I get to now network at a new gymnastics place. I might get her into a new dance class. Like, I love knowing that I'm raising my kids because of this business, but I'm able to network because of them. It's like, it should be illegal, but it's not. And that's the blessing. We get to make money off our kids, y'all. So it is so cool. And like, so if you're a mom, if you're a student, if you're this, if you're that, like, busy is not an excuse. It's a reason to just meet new friends. And I know Kourtni's probably the same way, but like, so I'll let you tell that. When you meet someone new, whether it's at school or it's at your hot yoga class or all the things you're doing, if you meet someone new, like, what is a blitz? Because I know you blitz, but you blitz like I do now because you've helped me. But like, I blitz now like you do. And so can you tell people how you meet new people and technically blitz them?
So I attended an amazing leadership summit. I do that every year for the last like 4 years, and they kept repeating the same thing over and over again. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but for some reason this week it just really hit home for me. And it's people will never forget the way that you make them feel. So one of my big goals whenever I'm first meeting someone is to make a good impression on them. And usually that's just by being myself. And that makes me feel comfortable. I don't feel like, I am not a salesperson, you guys. I never have done sales. I don't look at myself as a salesperson. I truly am in the business of helping people, and whatever aspect that is, from the health and wellness side to the business and entrepreneurial side. So when I am meeting new people, I'm not bringing it works up right away. I'm trying to build that relationship and that connection. So my number one goal is to get them on social media. Usually that's more of the acceptable way, I guess, of me not being too creepy, or getting their phone number. But for some reason, it just seems like social media is like best route for me. And sometimes I'll bring up in conversation, they'll ask what I do, and or I'll ask what they do, and that automatically causes them to ask me what I do. So I'll mention a little bit about what I do. This is another thing that I'm going to start working on, and I was going to do, once I have it down, I will be sharing it with you guys. But there was an amazing example of how important it is to be able to share with people why you do what you do versus what you do. So that's something within my 30-second elevator pitch I'm going to start implementing. I just haven't worked on my words yet.
That is so good. I never thought of that. Explain why you do what you do, not what you do. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So and he the example of Apple's in the business of selling computers, but why are they so much more successful than everyone else when their product really, there are a lot of people that can compete product wise on the same level. And it's because when Apple presents to their customers what they have, they talk about their vision and what they do, and then the last thing they say is we offer computers, instead of saying we have the most amazing computers in the beginning. No one cares about that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one, dude. That's really good. And I have noticed that I love it, Melanie, and I'm going to ask Bree's question in just a second, but And so yeah, if you have questions, post it in the chat and we'll ask them. But because now's your chance. Kourtni's awesome. And then I realized that when you get people on social media, because yeah, I used to go up to people in grocery stores, and I won't lie, like sometimes I still do, but I used to just be like, "Hi, my name's Kim. Have you heard of It Works?" And I'm not gonna lie to you, that doesn't work as well as just networking like we've talked about, and then just being like, "Dude, your kid is freaking cute. How old are they?" And then you're in this conversation and you're talking and you're talking and you're in this conversation, and that person, I say, "What do you do?" And they tell me, and then they always ask the question back, "What do you do?" And I'm like, you know what? You've been so cool. Like, I can't walk away and not be your friend. Are you on Facebook? And like Kourtni said, it's more accepting, but also they get to stalk who you really are. And I promise you, once people see like, oh, you're like, okay, you do It Works, and like your Facebook's got it going on, and you're really positive. So make sure you're being aware of what you're posting. When people get to see that and stalk you, they want to know more kind of about you, and just build that relationship. And that's huge in network marketing. And if you can be kind and be yourself, like I'll just be standing in line and I'll tell someone without even thinking about it, like, "Girl, your eyes are so pretty, and I'm not hitting on you, but your eyeshadow is great. I love your eyeshadow, girl. Like, where did you get that?" And when you're just making a difference in the world and like you're impacting people in general, I promise you it pays off in ways you can't even imagine. So I was surrounded, this is one thing I want to say, and then we'll ask Bree's question. Going back to what Kourtni was talking about, she's always, because if you guys don't know, I'm not telling her story for her, but Kourtni was not who she is today when she was in her teens and 20s. She has a completely different past. So she wasn't always this way either, but I was not a dreamer when I started this business. I was not someone who cared about making a difference. I wasn't somebody who cared about, God. I wasn't someone who cared about anything really. And that's because, so I want all of you new people that hopped on, or even people who have been in for a second, I want you to realize I wasn't surrounded either by people who believed in me, or people that wanted to see me speaking my dreams into existence, or wanted to see me be successful. I've only gotten a happy birthday from like 2 of my siblings today. My family isn't very kind. And so I was never surrounded by people who wanted to see me be successful or be more. And so I thought that was just normal. So when I had Kourtni in my face, like, "You can do all this and that," and look at my dream board, I'm like, what are you even talking about? So you have to know that maybe you're where I was and you're like, I don't really know if I can do this. My family doesn't really support me. I don't really support me, but I'm just winging it. You can. And you just have to surround yourself with people who believe in you. Like, that is why almost 5 years into this business, I still love going over to Kourtni's house, because she instills in you that you really can have whatever you want. And just walking into her basement makes me want to just remodel my whole house. So you have to fill your life with people who are doing the damn thing. Like, you really have to. And so be surrounded by people that you actually want to be more like. And that has been a huge, huge change for me. If that means cutting out a couple of your siblings a little bit and seeing them like at Christmas time, that's okay. That's all right. But you have to make an actual effort to really be surrounded by people who want more, not only for them, but for you. So I want to ask Bree's question, and obviously Kourtni answers it. So I feel like, Bree says, "I feel like I remember you saying you struggled with confidence." Yes, Kourtni and I are pretty opposite. And I'm not saying I have it all going on. I just love that we're so opposite and we still click. So you struggle with confidence and believing in yourself. Is that correct? If so, how did being more confident and believing in yourself benefit your business? Or how did you do it? Yeah, if you can answer that.
So this one I could probably talk for like 45 minutes on. And I'm so grateful that I've
Do it.
experiences to be able to share them, because I feel like this is a battle that every single person goes through. And I literally have never met someone that doesn't, other than Kim. And I feel like this is like one of everyone's biggest fears is feeling not worthy, not good enough. You have these doubts in your head. And Kim just hit it on the head with one of the biggest things that you need to be doing for yourself, and that's surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you haven't met those people yet, it's the self-development. I can tell on the days where I've spent 10-15 minutes a day pouring into myself with self-development, and the day that I'm not, because I feel off. And that's something that I have now been very disciplined with, because I have to be keeping my mind right. So the first part of this question, I would say in the beginning with the business, confidence wise, you guys, I was terrified. I almost did not start with this business because public speaking, this kind of speaking, everything I was so scared of doing. Like I literally cried for the first 5 years, 5 years of standing up at one team. I'm still working on the crying.
She's still crying, girl. She's still crying, but she's rocking it. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
No, but it's true because for one, I'm a very emotional person. And so when you get up and you're trying to explain to a room how this business has changed your life, and literally, again, like Kim was saying, every aspect of my life has been changed from this business. There is no way I could put it into words. And then on the other part is me being just terrified. So meet yourself where you're at. Don't feel like you have to be someone that you're not. And people, honestly, they can smell bullshit. So if you're trying to be someone else, they're not going to connect with you. But if you, take a deep breath and have 10 seconds of insane courage and do what you can with what you have, like, for example, doing rap parties, that was my biggest fear was speaking. So I would sit on the floor. Doing rap parties, I still sit on the floor. And that makes me more relatable. So when you're honest and real with people, it's a game changer. They connect with you right away. Confidence-wise, of me believing if I can do this business, that is another thing, throughout your journey with this business, we all have little voices in our head once in a while questioning, if we can be successful, can we do this, all those kinds of things. And you have to find basically the biggest why to be able to shut those voices out. Like I said, all of us have fears. We're all terrified. This business will make you stretch and grow outside of your comfort zone in so many beautiful ways and in so many ways that you never thought that you would. But I promise you, if you stick with it and you continue to learn and grow and get around the right people, you will not believe who you are even a year from now.
That is so good. And when people, Bree just private messaged me. Oh my God. when you get around people that, I'm talking like even my sidelines, people always say to me, why are you always so happy? Like, why is your energy always on 1,000? That is because I refuse to be around people that make me less than, because I know that we only get this one little shot at life. I mean, it might seem long, but 100 years of life compared to the eternity you get in heaven is nothing. So you have to make the best of it. And being surrounded by people that think you can't and think you won't and don't want to see you do it, that's just, I don't have time for any of it. And being surrounded by people who, like Kourtni or Kendra, Allison, like just even sidelines, Kenzie, being surrounded by people who want more for you, build your confidence. Like if you want something bad enough, you have to surround yourself with people who are, first of all, even just trying to do it and who are doing it. Like, I don't think I know I wouldn't be who I am today without constantly plugging in to One Team, One Missions, trainings, because they're not work. They're just people that you get to hang out with and grow your belief with, like, and be loved. And even when Kourtni, every time Kourtni's like, hey, we're meeting for dinner, I'm like, dude, I'm down, because just being surrounded by you guys is the best. So if you're struggling with, because I've absolutely struggled with fear, not thinking that I'm worth it. And that was even on accident. Like, you accidentally in your head say, am I even worth $10,000 a month? Like, I don't think that's me. I would be cool with 3,000. Stop putting a cap on yourself and know that, you can do anything. Ali Antonacci, I think is her name. Did you see her post in It Works Lifers? Like, oh my gosh. Okay. It's so good. She posted just how much she could have quit and how, I don't know, I'll have to post it in our team page and stuff, but it's just crazy to see what her year adventure was like after thinking so many times about quitting. And her presidential paycheck was more than an ambassador's. And because that's because she never quit on her or her family. So like, if you want this bad enough, and I do, this is it for me. This is it. I will rep It Works for the rest of my life because of the culture, the friends, the compensation plan, the things that I get to do by owning my time. Like, I will never do anything else because this is it for me. This was something God placed in my life on purpose. And so I love that because Kourtni, I just love that. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. But does anybody else have any questions? Before I read those, if anybody else has any questions, just post them. But Kourtni, what is like, because you're recruiting, I mean, you're not like all social, I mean, you're not Morgan McIntyre who's like only on Instagram, and neither am I. So like, what is some of the most like must do things that you do on a daily basis to grow your business?
So, like I said, we are in the networking business. So, any way you can get in front of people and build those relationships is crucial, and be willing to think outside of the box for that. My business has gravitated a lot more towards social media. So, that's something I'm really working hard right now on Instagram and building that up. But throughout my day, I am not letting the opportunity pass me by to meet and network with new people. So any opportunity I can. Chaz and I are very social and out and about all the time, and that's just a huge opportunity for us to meet people throughout the day. But as far as non-negotiables, it has kind of gravitated more towards social media now. And my first 4 years with the company was mostly belly to belly. But I'm trying to not be too much of an old woman. There was something that from what you just said that I wanted to share, and I can't remember now.
Mom brain, it's a real thing.
Oh, well, one of the things was just, playing off one more time about the fear that we all experience, and that post, probably when you're reading it, as you read those stories, hopefully you guys are realizing there is nothing different from you, from anyone else succeeding in this business. And that honestly can piss you off sometimes, because at the end of the day, the only person holding you back from achieving whatever it is you set out to do with this opportunity is yourself. The only reason why other people are achieving more in this business than you, it's not because they're the best on social media, or you guys, if you knew how I am with technology, it's seriously a joke. Like, it is hysterical that I have a social media business, but I'm just willing to learn, and I don't overcomplicate things. So every day I'm trying new things. But the people that are succeeding, they're basically just talking to more people than you are. That's all it comes down to. We are ultimately paid to put in the work every day of meeting new people and enrolling customers and distributors. Obviously, there's a lot more, other things that go into achieving both of those. But ultimately, it's just putting in that dedicated time, whether that's 1 hour a day, 15 minutes a day, whatever it is that you have, and to continue to plant those seeds and harvest them.
Yes. And when you realize that, you're like, this is so stupid that I'm not presidential already. Like, it is crazy. When I sit down with Morgan McIntyre, I'm like, this is so stupid. You're literally not a unicorn. Like, you're actually not a unicorn. This is stupid.
Real.
Yes. Like, I'll be real, she plain and simple talks to a lot of people a day. Like, she just talks to so many people a day, and she is really disciplined about it. Like, when I see her actually doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're awesome. Like, she really makes the time no matter what, whether she's on a vacation or at a wedding or getting ready for her own wedding. Like, she doesn't put it on the back burner. She's like, I remember her leaving our lunch date the other day, and she was like, shoot, I haven't even messaged people on Instagram today. So when I leave, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, I love it. Like, I get it and I love it. And it's just being more disciplined and talking to as many people as you can, because I'll never forget, like, I think it was Mark or something. He was like, all it is how many people are you telling about us? Like, we should be a walking, talking, without being spammy, billboard for It Works, because we are the independent distributors. They don't have people on TV. They don't have Kim Kardashian talking about us. They have independent distributors. So our job is to, whoever can relate and be talking to the most people wins. I mean, that's all it is. Like, Stephanie, Dunn, and Joel, they've just been doing it longer, and they've been consistent over 10 years time. That's why they're Black Diamond. So yeah, it is a huge like slap in the face when you realize, okay, you're literally not any different than me. In fact, you're younger, and I should be hitting the ground like way more running. And I think I am. I know I am. But it's taking it up one more notch. And so I think that's just, I love that. And that's really all it gets boils down to how are you going to talk to people and how many people a day? Is that vendor events, parties, social media, just networking and meeting people at the library? Like, what is it? Figure it out what your niche is and then do it every day. But
even if you spent 30 days just getting to know new people and building a relationship with them, I promise you, throughout your conversations, we have something for everyone. No matter what comes up in your conversation with them, we literally have a way of helping them. And once you start owning that and knowing that, that again is going to grow your confidence through the roof with the company, with the products and what we have. And that is an amazing thing that we get to offer you guys. There is literally nothing else like what we have our hands on.
Nope. I always say, like, I'm really, really blessed and thankful that, because I didn't want anything to do with anything like this. So, like, literally, I thank God for showing me it works and not something else, because, oh my gosh, I look at other companies and I don't bash them, but I'm like, I don't think I could sell that many lipsticks every single month because I don't think I would be as passionate about it. And I love makeup, but I love that so like use the products. I love when someone asks me, it's almost like offensive, but it can't be. But when someone's like, Kim, do you recommend your skincare? I'm like, do I? Okay, rude. Do I recommend her skincare? Are you crazy? Of course I do. Like, it's almost like insulting because you're like, I love the products so much. Of course I recommend the products. So it is to be passionate about our products and the business period. It helps so much with your growth. People see that. They see that excitement and energy. So Chelsea said, what personal development books do you read?
Ooh, I will make a list for you guys and send them your way.
Perfect. It's going to be some good.
Group after, for
yep.
Sure.
Courtney's a huge.
Honestly, I have 10 books on my nightstand going at one time.
Yep. I was going to say, Courtney's like a huge personal development guru.
Right now, my favorite one that I'm reading is, I always say the title wrong, but the Successful Millionaires book.
Sounds good.
It is amazing, but it's all about like rewiring your mentality for an income, or for the bar that you're saying do not set in for yourself, and how you can rewire your blueprint for making money. And it's been amazing. So
I need to read it.
Yes, it's incredible. So
I want to read it. Yes.
I will send you guys for sure.
Yep, I was gonna say, I know she's got too many. She's got a lot, I'm sure. So how do you, and then last question that we'll ask is, how do you go, I know we kind of talked about it, but we can reiterate. So how do you go from meeting someone to randomly bringing up our company? I want to do that, but I'm not sure how without sounding like a salesman off the bat.
So when I hear that question, the first thing I think of is, if you were having a conversation with someone and they said that they were a teacher, and then they told you like what grade they taught and why they love teaching, would you think that they're a salesperson for that? So we only think we're a salesperson because of the mindset of when we are sharing it, what we do. So if you can start thinking a little differently about what it is that we do, I mean, I truly, down to my inner core, know that what I do is, I ultimately am trying to find a solution to help people with whatever that they need. And so I would take the salesperson, because I'm so like anti used car salesman, salesperson-y. Like that image has to go outside of your head. There is a book called Go Givers Sell More that I would highly recommend if you guys are struggling with that. But as far as making the transition, when you're building that relationship with someone, over time, they are going to either get to know you, either through watching your social media or by the relationship that you're building with them, just as a genuine person. And eventually it does come up in conversation, whether that's right in the beginning when they're asking what you do, or throughout over time, from them getting to know you.
Yes. And it is so huge. Like, I've never, luckily, been ashamed. Not that I'm saying that's what you are. I've never been ashamed of It Works. I treat it like you would, like a teacher. I treat it like I do my factory job, but better. When people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, I work at this stupid factory that I hate so much. I mean, it's stupid. I work 50 to 60 hours a week, and that's not fun. When people now ask me, I'm like, oh my gosh, so I actually have a home-based business that I work from my cell phone, and I get to raise my 2 kids because of it, and it's so much fun. It's awesome. They're like, huh? What? Like, what?
You enjoy what you do? Well,
Yeah, that's weird.
I know more just from that.
Yeah. Like, just, I mean, you don't have to take vacation time to like take your kid to school this month. That's okay. That's weird. And so I love it's when you watch It Works change your life enough, even if it's little bits at a time, you feel more excited to tell people about that. And that's just what it is. So, definitely, yeah, I don't ever feel like a salesman talking about it. I mean, ever. I don't ever feel like I'm trying to pitch anybody. In fact, I've had someone say, oh, you do It Works. All right, give me your pitch. I'm like, I don't have one. Okay, I don't have a pitch, but I do love what I do though. So yeah, this was really great. Do you have anything that you want to end with, Kourtni? Because we're doing good on time.
Let's see. So some of you have probably heard this story, but I will end with this story. And this is how Kimberly came into my life. So when I started with the business, I had a large warm market. I was lucky in that aspect. So right away, I was able to go diamond in 3 months, and my husband actually went double diamond within our first like 6 months. And throughout that, we earned over like $40,000 in bonuses. It was an unbelievable beginning to our business. And then I started to have to learn how to get outside of my warm market. And whether you have to experience that right in the beginning, or you have a warm market, and you have to do that later on once you go double, triple. At some point in this business, you have to learn how to truly network and become a professional networker. And that was something that was absolutely terrifying for me. And it was one of my biggest challenges with my business. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to do anything and everything that I could to meet as many people as I possibly could. So one of the things that I did was any way I could be at a wrap party or be with my downline, I was there. So I didn't care if whoever the new distributor was, if they told me that they only thought 1 or 2 people were going to be at their launch party. We were still going to do the party. I was still going to go, and something hopefully was going to come from it, whether that was just me building that new distributor's confidence and us getting to know each other, or that one person that shows up completely changing my business. And that is exactly what happened with Kim. So to try and not make this too long, I had a guy friend that I graduated with, who started with the business, and he worked out at a boxing gym. That's where we did his launch party. When we did his launch party, only one person was there, and that was a woman, and she got started with the business. And when she got started with the business, we did her launch party as well at the boxing gym. Again, they didn't think anyone was going to come. Her little brother came. So I'm doing the same presentation again at the same place, not frustrated, bringing the same excitement and energy, while this kid is sitting, not even really listening to what I'm saying during the whole entire time I'm going through what would be our party pack presentation. He was just on his phone, and I thought he could care less about what was going on. Really, he had a good business mindset and was researching the company, and he became a distributor. So that's 3 distributors down in my downline organization. And all of the distributors I was working with and helping them with their launches. So then the person that got Kim started was the little brother. And thank goodness he invited her to a 1 team. And that's how I met Kim, was at a 1 team from him. And so I offered to do her launch party at my apartment. And in my dinky tiny apartment, you guys, her apartment was like 800 square feet, smaller than our finished basement now. And Kim had probably the longest launch party I've ever done in my entire life. She would have like 1 person come every half an hour.
No joke.
It was incredible. That was the beginning of her business. And also that was the beginning of our relationship, our friendship. And because from meeting Kim, honestly, when Kim came into my business in November, so I had started the November the prior year. So the first 6 months was amazing. And then that next 6 months, I was learning how to work outside of my warm market, building my network even bigger than what it was. And So when Kim came along, she completely changed my business. Because of Kim, I not only went double, triple, presidential, and ambassador. So every aspect of my business was completely changed from Kim, especially even who I am today. So you never know that one person that is going to change everything for you. Not even just as a business. I mean, our business is on a very personal level too. I can't thank Kim enough for who I've become because of just knowing you. And I'm so grateful to be a business partner with you.
Oh my gosh, you're going to make me cry. I'm not even kidding.
But it's amazing. I mean, if you show up, do what you're supposed to do, and know that it only takes one person, you guys, to completely change everything. You can lock arms and have one runner all the way up to double diamond. You can be making over $5,000 a month with just one rock star that has the same mindset as you. That is incredible. Incredible. Yep. So to summarize why I share that story so much, it's because bring your A game to whatever you're doing for this business. Have faith in what you're doing in this business. And you never know who can change your business because of it. So don't ever think of who's not wherever you're at, or, who's not there. I even say this to people with bridal showers and baby showers. It's so easy for us to focus on the people that aren't there. Why don't you focus on the people that are here? Because those are the ones that are supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. So yep. That's what I would end on. But
I didn't expect that at all. I've only heard you tell that once, and not that in depth. And that is, and I'm not even that is God. Y'all have to understand that people come in, like she said, people come into your life for a reason. And I didn't think I was even going to do anything with this. And if Kourtni hadn't had my launch party, even though it was even though it quote unquote sucked, it didn't. Even though it sucked, I thought, oh my gosh, my mom is an hour late. My best friend, came, and that was pretty much, my sister came who enrolled, and that was pretty much it. And I thought, oh my God, she probably thinks I'm such an idiot. I remember thinking that. And if she hadn't had my launch party in her small apartment, I probably wouldn't even be here today, because I didn't have, not that you need that support. I know people who have started with no upline, but without that support and that you can do this. Hey, are you coming to this event? Hey, are you, whoa, you're close to Ruby. If I hadn't had that, I don't know that I'd be here today. And I have seen exactly what Kourtni sees. One example, I met a girl at a gas station I met a girl at a gas station, and we built a relationship for months. And I'm like, do you want to join my team or not? So she finally had me over to her house, and I went over to her house. I signed her up on her porch. She had a launch party where I met this girl who, even though that girl from the gas station quit shortly after, the girl who signed up at her wrap party, was a year later, this girl signs up from her wrap party a year later. And because of that girl from her wrap party, I know Destiny Dason, who's on this Zoom, and she's going to go Ruby this month. I know it. And that is why you show, and that is why you show up. Because, you don't know what's going to happen. And if you put, you're 100% into everything that you do, no matter what, I cannot even, when people say, I think I'm only going to have one person here, so I'm just going to cancel. And I'm like, that's one person. I've signed up a distributor at a one-person party. That's awesome. And so I love that. And it's not because it has to do with me. It's because it has to do with God is bringing you the people that you're praying for. You just have to trust in that. You just have to know that. And I love when I went over to her house, I was like, wait a second, you're making $4,000 a month? This is when she was double. And I'm like, stop. No, you're not. Stop. And that's when I had my biggest aha. I was like, dude, I'm down. I'm in. I don't care if I had to grow my network immediately. I didn't have a warm network. I didn't have friends or family that I could reach out to. So I love that. And yes, if you just give it your all, if you give it everything you've got and have fun while doing it and plug in, you're good. You're good. So that was awesome, Kourtni. And we love you so much. Thanks for ending it on that emotional note. We appreciate you.
For having me. I'm so happy I got to be in the team call tonight with you guys.
Yes, I loved it. Even, after knowing you for 5 years, this still fired me up, even though I pretty much knew everything Kourtni was going to say. It goes to show that it's awesome. It still fired me up. So We are so thankful for you. I'll get the recording out. I'll even give it to you, dude, obviously. And then we just appreciate you guys for plugging in. And I hope you get on Mark Pentecost's Facebook page for the family call at 10, which happens in about 9 minutes. And other than that, happy Sunday.
Happy birthday, Kim.
Thank you, boo. Bye, guys. Thanks for plugging in. Bye. Thank you, Emily. Bye, guys.